Have you ever seen the movie Taken? Great movie, right? Well, it's not just a movie. Human trafficking is something that happens to young women and children all over the world, and the sad part is that a large majority of these people will not get saved. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, 600,000 to 800,000 people are trafficked internationally, with 50,000 of them being trafficked into the United States. Out of this, 240 to 320 youths are at risk for being trafficked in the United States per year. In this speech, I will explain what human trafficking is, how it works, who's the most at risk for human trafficking, and what is being done to stop it. Human trafficking is defined by the FBI as the recruitment, transportation, transfer, or receipt of persons by means of coercion, abduction, fraud, or deception for the purpose of exploitation. This is not limited only to sex. Victims of human trafficking are also used for forced labor or slavery. Human trafficking is the third most profitable criminal organization in the world under drugs and weapons trafficking. It makes an estimated $9.5 billion annually. But how? Human trafficking works like all other criminal organizations work. People are convinced or forced to participate, and once they become involved, it's impossible to get them out. People are taken in under promises of love and affection or money, and some are tricked by friends and family, such like a girl named Debbie, not her real name, who was kidnapped by a friend out of her own driveway and taken 25 miles from her home in Phoenix and gang raped. Others are tricked into coming into America from countries to do labor, much like a woman in East Africa who was told to come to this country and worked almost 100 hours a week doing everything for a family and only got paid $70 a month. She can't give out her name or the perpetrators for fear that they'll hurt her family. Both of these stories are typical and happen in all 50 states in America. A question you may ask is, who are these people being sold and traded like livestock? Where do they come from, and how do they get themselves into these situations? According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, 80% of the victims are women, 80% are used for sex, and 19% for labor. 50% of the victims are under 18, like Tita Fruited, who was only 14 when she ran away from home and became a prostitute. Most of these victims are runaways who suffered from either physical or sexual abuse at home. 2/3 of these runaway children will suffer additional abuse from their traffickers. 65% of trafficked women sustain serious physical injuries, including head injuries and broken bones. To avoid the authorities, traffickers move their victims every 15 to 30 days and limit their contact with the outside world, causing them to have underdeveloped social skills and no general understanding of the American legal system, making it difficult for them to reach out for help. There are, however, organizations out there trying to help. Although not many of them are government-run, there's only one house that is government-run for trafficked victims, and only 7 to 9 victims actually live in the house. There are nonprofit organizations such as humantrafficking.org, which is a website designed to give people information about where human trafficking happens and what's being done to stop it. There's also the Women's Funding Network, where Tina Fruited gave her story. It's another organization dedicated to stopping human trafficking, the sex trafficking of young women. If you want to learn any more about human trafficking, you can go to either of these websites, or you can go to the CNN Freedom Project.cnn.com, which is a website to help stop slavery in all parts of the world. Human trafficking is very scary, and nobody's safe, really. Thank you.